thoughts on that game?
Yeah, it was a disappointing day for us, to be honest. Obviously, we had a really good week building up into the game, and we had a lot of belief and a lot of confidence going into that. And I have to say that we were excellent today. First half, I think they just out-energised us. They had more intent, more purpose in the way they carried and the way they defended. And we probably had our worst half of football that I can remember this season, to be honest. Completion rate was poor, too many unforced errors. We executed some poor skill and decisions, and we were just very disjointed. That was probably as a result of the fact that Leigh put us under that pressure defensively. So, we had to be better. Defensively was probably the most disappointing thing for me in that first half, because the one thing we've really held our hat on this season is our resilience and character and defensive attitude, and we'll just cut up way too easy, split way too easy in that first half. And there was a lot of players who were found wanting defensively, just weren't doing enough, and obviously showing that level of intent and that commitment that we asked of them defensively. We've got found wanting a little bit that first half, so yeah, very disappointing. But second half, I've got to give the players a bit of a rap. I think we came out and we talked about it at half time, we addressed it at half time, and we challenged the players to come out with a response, and we won the second half there 12-10. I still don't think we were good enough, nowhere near good enough with the ball. The amount of times we just again failed to execute the plan and what we saw and things like that. But defensively, it was a marked improvement. There was a better attitude about us defensively. We had more line speed, a bit more intent about us, and a little bit more energy defensively. I think we actually put Leander a little bit of pressure through our defence, but in the whole complex of the game, we just didn't build enough pressure and put Leander enough pressure to really warrant, get a result today. So it was certainly second best.
Yes, McCartney didn't come out for the second half. Was that an injury or?
He picked up a knock early in the first half. I had to pull him after about 10-15 minutes. He had to come off. He had an issue with his knee, so we don't know what to the extent of damage it is, but he had an issue. He couldn't run properly, so we had to make that decision, which probably didn't help us either.
Which moved
Ben Haley was to the right wing, over pushed Scar side into the left centre, and I brought Jack Bussell into the left back row. So so that was why that happened.
And that certainly unbalanced, because Ben and Reece have been so hot together, then
they have been. Yeah, they have been. Yeah, it did. It's like anything, when you do cop injuries in a game and you have to reshuffle things. Of course, it has an impact on your team dynamic and things like that. But that's no excuse. I mean, we're still got to be good enough to be able to handle that. They're still good enough to defend what's in front of them. They're still good enough to execute and play what they need to play what's in front of them. And unfortunately, like I said, for that certainly large parts of that first half, we were well off.
Any other injuries today?
Not that I'm aware of.
James is okay after that.
Yep.
There were two very ugly looking tackles in the game, one each way.
Yeah.
Which were sin binnings, both one each way.
Yeah, at least he was consistent on that part, you know what I mean? So, we'll have a look at it when we look at the video and see the extent of it, and if it is serious enough where we're concerned.
I've got to say, from where I was, it really, certainly Mark's tackle didn't look good, but I thought the player moved in the tackle, which doesn't help.
Yeah.
We lost the penalty count 8-10.
Yep.
Were the players getting frustrated with the way that Leigh were very good to slow the game down and not punish?
I don't know. It's like anything. When you haven't got momentum in the game, things will go against you. It's just reality. At the end of the day, Leigh were a lot more effective and efficient in what they were doing, both in defence and with the ball. That's the bottom line of it, really. So there's no complaints from our side. We were outplayed today. We were second best. But like I said, we can learn from today. We can learn where we need to be better, and we need to be better if we're going to compete against these better sides. And like I said, I think we can take some comfort from our second half defensive attitude. Like you say, we earned the right to win that second half 12 points to 10, because defensively, we scrambled hard with a lot more better attitude, more intent, better line speed, a lot stronger in our contact, which probably helped us get that result. Because even with the ball second half, we still at times didn't execute well enough. We still looked disjointed at times. Probably not enough ball runners and too many ball players at times as well. So there's a lot of things we can fix up with the ball. We have to fix up with the ball going into next week's game. I'm confident that we will. But at least we can take some pride with our defensive effort that second half. Because like you said, the way the game was going at half time, I mean, that could have really ballooned in that second half if we came out with the wrong attitude and didn't show that collective strength, which I'm glad we did.
Yeah, there were an awful lot of handling errors that were made, players trying to force the game.
Yeah.
Probably at times when it wasn't necessary.
I agree.
I suppose what was the most disappointing thing was in the first 10 minutes, having conceded the early try, forced 3 goal line dropouts.
Yeah.
And didn't once look like crossing the line.
No, because unfortunately we never got to where we needed to get to in the field, and we never executed the plays that we planned to execute. So we didn't ask enough questions of the defensive line. Again, we still come up with some poor, forward passes, knocking on the play the ball, things like that. So when we were in that good field position, we just couldn't capitalise and execute the plan, and we couldn't obviously capitalise and build any pressure on the opposition. So, at the end of the day, that's individual responsibility. You made a point there that probably at times we tried to force it and make it happen when we had to be disciplined with, just like you say, playing more directly, being ball runners as opposed to ball players. And that's some things we've got to learn, mate. We just weren't disciplined enough with the ball, and it hurt us off the back of it, because you get a team like Leigh with the strike and the skill that they possess, they hurt you, they punish you. And that's what happens when you play at that next level. If you're not good enough with the ball, you don't respect possession, and you don't finish well enough, finish on your terms enough, build pressure, you're going to be put under a hell of a lot of pressure and tested a lot more than you normally are.
It was a rather sloppy game, wasn't it? There were an awful lot of handling errors both ways.
Yeah, at times. But like I said, the difference was between the two teams was Leigh were just a lot more clinical with the ball. You know what I mean? They executed better and were clinical, and they finished their opportunities. And like I said, I just thought defensively, certainly that first half, they were on top of us the whole time. But like I said, it was pleasing second half that we managed to grind that result out in the second half and win that half. So we can take some positives from that. But like I said, I can't say more. The majority of the game today we were second best.